David Johnston, the former Governor General and Special Rapporteur on Foreign Interference, has resigned. For weeks now, he's faced numerous calls from opposition parties to step down over his recommendation to not hold a public inquiry into allegations of Chinese efforts to influence Canadian elections.
Just on Tuesday, David Johnston was vowing to carry out his duties as the independent special rapporteur despite that political and public pressure on him. A very different tone tonight in a letter addressed to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, which we have right here with us and we're going to share with you and our viewers. David Johnston says that he has to step aside because while he took the job, he says to help build trust in our democratic institutions, quote, "I have concluded that given the highly partisan atmosphere around my appointment and work, my leadership has had the opposite effect," and he is therefore tendering his resignation. He goes on to say that foreign interference is a very significant problem in Canada and it needs to be looked into. However, he has not changed his mind in saying that he does not believe a public inquiry is the answer. He says that he thinks there should be public hearings, but an inquiry still would not get to the bottom of this because it would deal with highly classified information. He also ends with a piece of advice to the Prime Minister, saying, "I encourage you to appoint a respected person to do this job with national security experience to complete the work I recommended in my first report. Ideally, you would consult with the opposition parties to identify suitable candidates." And that really gets to the pressure that has been on him from the NDP and the Conservatives, both of whom have demanded a public inquiry, something he was resistant to. Tonight, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh is tweeting that David Johnston has done the right thing and it's time for a public inquiry. The Conservatives also saying time for a public inquiry. We've been hearing from Erin O'Toole as well as from the Conservative ethics critics. Still waiting to hear from Pierre Poilievre tonight. But obviously, they want that to go forward. We also have a response from the government that I just briefly want to read to you as well from Daniel LeBlanc, the minister in charge of this file. He thanks David Johnston for his service and says the partisan attacks levied by the Conservative Party against the former Governor General were unwarranted and unacceptable. So now this is laid at the feet of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to decide what he does next.